Alright.
Yeah.
So this is what? Episode 2?
Yeah, should be, right?
Unless something happened in the past 2 weeks and ghost versions of us recorded another one.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Parallel universe. No, I don't know.
An alternate universe.
Yeah.
So welcome to the Behind the Game podcast, episode 2. A lot happened in the past 2 weeks, more than I thought would happen. But then again, it's also pre-E3, so a lot happens.
Yeah, you have to account for that.
Granted, a lot of this wasn't intentional, so...
Some of it at least.
I'm looking at this list. We got 3 of the things on this list weren't intentional, but we'll get to those. So 2 weeks since we made our E3 predictions and all that stuff. 2 weeks since we talked about Dark Souls, God of War, the Switch Online, which was revealed 2 days later, and
Exactly.
That's all been good. I suppose most of that is now invalidated because we were wrong.
Well, it happens.
It does, but I kind of saw that leak and I thought, well, that's clearly fake, but I'll talk about it anyway because it's kind of funny.
No, it doesn't seem so fake.
Did I add something to that list I just sent you? Did I add? No, I didn't add. Hang on, let me just.
What?
No, I did. Okay, he's just not on my list. I was gonna say, did I put Black Ops 4 on there? And it's like, oh, I did. It's just not on mine. Okay. So let's begin with the first thing and some good news.
Yeah.
So back, was it last August? Was it August?
Maybe.
I think it was last August. Capcom released a Monster Hunter game on the Switch, like everybody wanted, and it was Japan only.
Yeah.
Because of course it was. And it didn't sell too well in Japan, but there's a reason for that. So Monster Hunter at the end of every generation, I guess you could say, has an Ultimate Edition, like a compilation edition. And this was Monster Hunter Cross, which was on the 3DS, and we got it as Monster Hunter Generations.
Yeah.
That was fine. Then they did an expanded version of that on the 3DS for Japan called Double Cross. And then 6 months later, Double Cross for Nintendo Switch.
And it's basically the same game, I think.
But
Just
HD.
a bit- Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, you can transfer your save files, so that's alright.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
But we didn't get it. We didn't get any version of Double Cross. Until now, when they announced that, hey, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is coming to the Switch in the West.
Yeah, by the way, everyone else can also play it now.
And it's like, oh, thank God, because, Japan, Switch, has a Monster Hunter game. Japan, everyone else, every other system has a Monster Hunter game. The West, every other system has a Monster Hunter game.
Yeah, except for the
Except
Switch.
Western Switch owners. And it's like, now you do. It's a year late and it's after World, which means it's probably not going to do too well.
Don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Well.
It's okay. World. There's a distinction to be made here. World is very much a more accessible game.
It is? Okay, I haven't played it.
Apparently, it's a lot more accessible than traditional Monster Hunter. Generations is very much you're just getting thrown into the deep end and have fun.
Okay.
So now I'm interested to try it out. Now that I can, read it and understand what's going on the screen. But I saw a lot of reactions that were just like, "Oh my God, finally the game!"
Yeah, I mean, the one problem I always had with it is that it's just an HD 3DS port and not a new game, but I would give it a try, I think. When was it? 28th August, I think?
28th of August, I think. I don't know if we're getting a version here in Europe. I will just check Amazon.
I think so.
Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate.
Yeah.
We've got Generations on the 3DS. They just said it's coming digitally and retail in North America and Europe, and it's like, well, that doesn't... Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
This is Capcom, so we might not get it physically here.
Exactly.
But that was nice. That was a good way to start things off. That was a good, actually out of nowhere announcement.
Yeah, definitely. Although, I mean, you had to expect it to come someday, I mean...
They're not just going to leave money on the table.
Yeah. But still, yeah, it came out of nowhere, that's true.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, surprise. After saying repeatedly, just say we're not doing it, we have no plans to do it, we're focusing on Monster Hunter World, and then it's like surprise. It's like, okay.
People repeatedly asked him, and why didn't they hint something?
This is the original. Why isn't it on Switch game?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If you're wondering where it started, this.
Could say that, yeah.
Speaking of why isn't it on Switch, Minecraft, which is and isn't on Switch. Alright, so this is weird. I'm just going to load up the eShop now, because I think you guys mentioned this to me.
Oh.
About the weirdness of this listing. So, Minecraft was on Switch very quickly.
Yeah.
And then they announced at E3 last year the Better Together update, which puts all on the same engine, all with the same content, minus some console-exclusive stuff. Except PlayStation, because...
Yeah, well, we know why.
We've been over this. And we were wondering, okay, where's the Switch release is coming? It's coming a little bit further down the line. We now know it's coming June 20-something?
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to check it's here in the eShop. Minecraft, June 21st. So, if you have Minecraft on the Switch already, it'll update for free.
Yep.
Great. And it has cross-platform play, it has all the content. It's the most up-to-date version of the game.
Exactly.
Weirdly, there is a separate listing on the eShop for this. So I don't know how that's going to work. And I think it's also getting a physical version as well.
Yeah, sure, I can see them do it. Wow.
And it's like, great, so now everybody, except PlayStation, is going to be on one unified game.
Even smartphones.
Even smartphones. Smartphones, VR, Xbox, the PC version via Windows, and Switch. We're going to share one version. Which makes me think, because that's going to be the thing that updating from now on. They've already said Wii U, 360 and PS3 aren't getting any more updates after the next one.
Yeah, okay, that's understandable.
I don't know how long they're going to keep supporting the PS4 version, because that's a completely separate version to update.
Probably take them more efforts just to keep that one alive, I guess.
The only reason they're doing this whole make it one engine thing is because it's easier, because it's on so many things.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm excited. It'll come out. It'll have cross-platform play, so I can play with my friends on PC or on Xbox.
Yeah, or anyone who's not on a Sony console.
Anyone who's not using either the Java version or on PS4.
Yeah.
And it would probably be the third time I've bought Minecraft, because...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but whatever. Yeah, that's nice. Cross-platform play.
Who knows, maybe this could be the start of, let's say, some kind of movement towards Sony opening up to other platforms. Who knows? Maybe put some pressure on them at least. And then others should follow doing the same.
As soon as a massive third-party AAA game that isn't Minecraft gets cross-platform play and Sony's not involved, that's when it'll start changing.
Yeah, it just doesn't look good for them.
Or when the PS5 comes out and they're not in the lead.
Or that, yeah. Could do that too, yeah.
But that was another nice announcement. It's been good so far, and then then this happened. In fact, I think this happened first, so sometimes you kind of wish it didn't. Nintendo Switch Online, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to bring up the page on nintendo.co.uk because there's a lot to talk about and also not a lot to talk about, which is concerning.
Yeah. You could say that.
It's so.
I mean, it's basically pretty straightforward. I mean, no.
It's straightforward, but people seem to think it's too straightforward.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we're going to preface this with the price. Because this has to be prefaced with the price.
Of course.
For 12 months, 365 days, £17.99 or €20 or $20.
Or $20, yeah.
A third of the price of PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold.
Yeah, for someone like me who was always against this, I can live with €20 per year.
I can live with £18 for a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but...
No, I don't like it either.
But,
But I can swallow that, the €20, it's okay.
That's what?
Yeah.
A coffee a month?
Something like that, or going out for dinner with someone.
Yeah. I'm not going out to dinner anytime soon, so...
but I'm just comparing, what could be worse.
Yeah. I mean, some people acting like that price is the end of the world, and they say, okay, I think they positioned this price specifically because it's lower, because
Yeah.
the service isn't going to be as I don't want to say robust, but as full of extras as the other the other ones are.
Yeah. You won't get dedicated servers. You don't get
You don't get dedicated servers on PS Plus anyway.
Yeah, it's true. But some would maybe expect that. I don't know.
But it's such a strange situation because they're acting like the price is the end of the world. And it's like it is a third of the price. To be fair, granted, what you're getting still isn't amazing.
No, it isn't. Apart from the save data.
But even that should not be behind a paywall.
Yeah, exactly. That should be just free for everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for someone like me or you who plays Splatoon or other games online, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, I play Splatoon and Rocket League enough.
yeah, the Rocket Leagues too, and like Mario Kart, ARMS, whatever. So, well, you have to pay those €20, otherwise the game's probably...
And you know, that's the exact same position you're in on PS Plus. And Xbox Live, you don't pay, you're not doing it. You know, people are saying, oh, why is Nintendo doing this, why is Nintendo doing this? Because their investors are sat there going, so when you start charging for that online...
And because everyone else has done it, and they are making profits.
Literally, Xbox has been doing it since, 2004? PlayStation has been made it mandatory since 2013. It's 2018. Nintendo has yet to do it. Their investors are probably getting the pitchforks ready. Because it's like, your competition is doing it, it's working at an incredibly high price, comparatively.
And it doesn't really cost anything, or not much.
Nope. And it's like, people are just buying it anyway, even at triple the price of what this is going to be. Why would you just leave money on the table?
Yeah. That's probably their way of thinking,
But there is a way to abuse this and get it really cheap, and that's the family plan.
Oh, it is?
So for £31.49 or €35,
oh, okay. Yeah.
You get 12 months. You create a family group, and up to 8 Nintendo accounts on any Switches can use the Nintendo Switch Online membership under one family membership for €35.
So let's say
up to 8 accounts.
A few others, basically.
Yeah, up to 8 accounts can split €35, and boom.
Yeah, I can see many people abusing that. Yeah. Interesting.
It's like they're trying to give it away.
Yeah, probably. Although I wonder if they at some point just raise the price. I mean, it usually happens at some point, but so far.
Well, here's the thing: Sony's risen the price numerous times.
Yeah, of course.
And you get nothing else out of it. In fact, starting next year, it's going to stay at this inflated price, but you're only going to get free games for PS4.
Oh, okay.
Currently, it's an inflated price, and you got nothing new for it, but you were getting Vita and PS3 games as well.
Yeah.
So it's like the price will inevitably go up, maybe on the next system.
Maybe.
Or if they add more to it, which is when I would accept the price going up.
Or when it just really sells well.
So for this price, you get online play, not recently.
Yeah, obviously.
You get cloud backups.
Which is great.
God,
Finally.
Okay, so people are angry about this. I'm angry about it for a different reason. So people are saying, why are cloud saves behind a paywall? The answer is because cloud saves are behind a paywall on PlayStation as well.
Basically,
the only one who offers it for free is, I believe, Xbox, and that's because Microsoft owns a lot of servers.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
The difference, the reason I'm not happy about it is because you don't have any kind of backup.
Exactly, yeah, that would make it far more tolerable if you just could back up your save games like you could on, let's say, Wii U.
Let's say Wii U or 3DS for some of the games.
Yeah. So,
but, you know, even on PS4, yes, cloud saves are behind a wall, but local saves aren't.
Exactly. That's really the main problem with this, I think, because I don't really see a reason why they wouldn't allow you to make a local backup. Why not? It's not like it's impossible to do, I think.
Now, something people are hung up on is it says that this save data backup will not be compatible with all software. And they're saying, okay, why? Yeah. And the answer is, the same reason on the 3DS you can't create backups of your Pokemon saves.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
Nope. Literally, just about anything else, but not Pokemon. Because, and this was explained actually by Joe Merrick, the guy who runs Cerebi on Twitter. He says, there's a reason Pokemon is literally probably the reason not compatible with all software is included. It's because of the GTS and trading. So GTS, you go on and you can people put up Pokemon into an online space and ask for something in return. And if someone sees it and they want it and they have the thing you want in return, they can swap them, and then when you next log on, you can check to see if your thing is still up there, you can take it out, you can put something else back up. Or if it's been traded, you log on and the thing that you received comes down into your game. If you could put something up there and therefore it's no longer technically in your game, you then go to a save backup.
Yeah, it could save some, basically.
What would happen? Would the GTS lock you out of the thing you put up there and it's lost forever? Would you have the thing still in your PC, but also it's up there in the cloud? Would you then keep the thing you put up there, but also then get the thing you wanted? This is the problem.
Okay.
It's why the virtual console versions of Pokemon games don't support save states.
Okay.
Because you can literally, by save manipulation, that is pretty much how you break trading.
Yeah, I mean, you could always do that with other games as well, but of course, if there's trading involved, it's more complicated. Or problematic, just that. Although, I mean, they could probably find a way. There's just one way to do it, and if you swap your save game, then this happens. They could probably find a rule for that if they wanted, if they really want.
Probably Nintendo can ban your 3DS account just because you downloaded pirated software. They'll find a way. Yeah, they could definitely find a way to solve this, but it's probably easier to just not solve it. Okay, on to another point of contention. The Nintendo Switch Online smartphone and tablet app. Yeah, which is pretty much just a Splatnet 2 app so far. Okay, so this is weird because the guys who made Payday 2 wanted on this app. They are currently not on the app, and I don't know why. And this is going to be only compatible with supported software, according to this. Yeah. Currently, it's only Splatoon 2. So I have to ask, what's the point of this app? Exactly. Yeah. What's the point? Yeah, I think everyone is asking that because there is so far no point to this other than using the Splatoon part of it. It's great as a companion app. Yeah, it is definitely. In the same vein, Xbox and Steam and PlayStation have companion apps. Mm-hmm. But this is the way to do voice chat as well, in one game. Yeah, that's really strange. Granted, I have Discord. Yeah. Anyone who goes online in any remotely serious capacity to play games online on the Switch will have some kind of client. Yeah, probably Discord, but any kind of client would do. For the casual person? Yeah, the lack of online features sucks. Sure. But it hasn't impacted anything so far, so whatever. Not really. I guess there are still many Switch users who don't even know about the app. I could imagine that. Does Splatoon 2 even mention the app? I think no. No, I think it doesn't. I even saw users on Reddit or somewhere didn't even know about Splatnet 2. Okay. That's interesting. That existed. So. And then we have exclusive offers for members. Further details will be announced. That'll be like discounts, demos, betas. Could be anything. Could be anything. It could be 5% off a game you already own, or it could be quite substantial. We can't judge this yet because we don't know. If it's like the my Nintendo rewards, then it's probably useless. But who knows? Maybe it's not. True. Yeah. And then the ultimate point of contention: Nintendo Entertainment System. Yeah. Huh? Okay. Alright, so this has its own page. So, 20 games will be available at launch, with more titles added regularly. So, Ice Climber, Soccer, Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, The Legend of Zelda, Tennis, Dr. Mario, Donkey Kong, Balloon Fight, Mario Bros., plus 10 more they've yet to reveal. Yep. So, these NES games can be played online. So, this isn't just... really interesting thing about it, I think. This just isn't, hey, look at these old games again. This is the old games plus something. So, like, Dr. Mario, you can play competitively against each other. Something like co-op, maybe. It says connect online with friends to play classic games cooperatively or competitively, depending on the title. Exactly. And you can use the app for voice chat. Now, Nintendo of America goes into a bit more detail on this. Actually, quite a lot more detail on this. Because when you break it down, this sounds quite interesting. I don't know how it's gonna work, but it sounds unique, if that's a word.
What are you referring to?
So I'm just gonna load this up. So it says, "Hey, here's the 10 games and more to be revealed." So, online play added to every classic game. You can compete or cooperate online with friends, share your screen, or pass the controller, depending on the game. So what this means is, you can do cooperative or competitive co-op play over the internet for these NES games. You can screen share.
I get it. So you could like play Legend of Zelda and
Effectively share the screen to someone else.
Yeah, and then I pass this controller to you. Basically, you're sitting somewhere else.
Yeah. So basically, like the traditional way of, hey, it's my turn now. Pass the controller.
Yeah. Just you did it locally. Now you can do it remotely
over the internet. That's cool.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, sure.
And you're getting all these games as part of this subscription.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be more to be revealed. There's going to be more added regularly. So you're kind of going to have a Netflix of these games for as long as you have the service.
Something like that, yeah.
But
I think my only problem with it is that I mean, a few of the games are cool, but some of them are just not that interesting for me personally. But maybe others think differently.
That's the exact same situation I'm in. It's like,
I mean,
cool. Legend of Zelda, Mario Brothers 3.
Sure.
Great.
I mean, I already know them. I don't know if I want to play them again, unless it's that much fun to play them together. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I mean, this is the thing where it's like, so NES games again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, can it at least be Super NES games? There are more that would interest me, I think.
No, I'm just in this weird position where it's like, okay,
we already had this.
we already had this. Granted, the online play is cool.
Times. Yeah, that's really cool, but part of it, that's...
No, unexpected, but cool.
Yeah.
But it could be more. Now, I don't know how they're going to justify adding more and more games while keeping the price the same.
Yeah, they could like swap out the games, similar to, I think PlayStation does the same. You have a specific amount of games per month, and then they change.
Yeah, they could do it like PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
I think doing it as a Netflix style thing will get too expensive for the price.
Probably, yes. Although I don't know how much effort or resources they put into one of these games if they have to modify them.
But these are also all first-party games.
Yep. Exactly.
So that's the online system, but it also came with another announcement. So Nintendo announced that classic games will not be brought to Nintendo Switch under the name Virtual Console.
How shocking.
How shocking. I saw it coming. Really don't care, but a lot of people do. And I wrote about this absolutely blew my mind, because those memes where it's like, look at one thing and then look at another, and it's like, that's contradictory to what you were just saying, kind of thing.
Yeah.
The reaction to this wasn't good. Now, Nintendo never said these classic games weren't coming. They just said, not under this name.
Not Virtual Console, yeah.
And as it's a Wii era name, I can understand wanting to kill that off pretty quick.
Sure. Makes sense.
But
that doesn't mean they won't make a compilation, maybe something like
what Arcade Archives is doing, or what Sega's doing with Sega Ages.
If there's demand for it, they probably will do it, because it doesn't take that much resources, I think.
And people are saying, oh my god, Nintendo doesn't want free money, and I'm sat here going, you are people who complain about companies wanting free money.
Yeah, that's nonsensical.
You're like, why don't you want my money? And it's like, but you complain about companies wanting your money by nickel and diming you. Why?
Exactly.
This absolutely drove me fucking insane. Okay, so people on the Wii U and 3DS were complaining about the price of Virtual Console games, and the fact that they'd already owned them. Why suddenly do you want to pay that much and own them again?
I mean, unless it's completely different people, but I don't think it is. I understand the criticism with the old Virtual Console, the prices and everything, and having to rebuy everything. Like, you have to rebuy ports of Wii U games as well. But at this, I don't understand why.
So you were complaining about having to spend $5 on Super Mario Bros. Again.
And now you want that? You can't spend that money? What?
It's like, you people, we're going to go for 6 years from when the Wii U launched with its Virtual Console. 6 years of, why do I have to rebuy these? Why are they so expensive? Why are they games I already own? And you just kept saying to Nintendo over and over again, this is outdated, I want a different model, I want the prices to be lower, I want this, I want this, I want this. Why isn't it a subscription service?
It's like they got used to it, and now they're complaining that it's there anymore.
And it's genuinely like saying, if you stood in front of me and spent 6 years saying, punch me in the face, punch me in the face, and when I finally did it, you asked, why did you do that?
Exactly.
I'd punch you again.
Yeah.
Firstly.
Yeah.
But secondly, you've been telling Nintendo repeatedly, right? Okay, the Switch has been Nintendo taking notice of the bitching.
Yeah.
You bitched and bitched and bitched about Virtual Console
and they finally
damn near a decade, I would say. And they listened.
Yeah.
Did what you wanted. Is it amazing? No. Could it be as good as Virtual Console in the future? Possibly.
Who knows?
You know, the possibility is entirely there. Do I think they'll do it? No. But there's a chance.
Maybe it's not that important anyway. Who knows? I mean,
but
they could
people are also saying, like, why couldn't you just release them as you did? And I just had to look at the 3DS sales charts. I just have to look at the Switch sales charts. And I can see, oh, look what's at the top of the charts. Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, what's high on the charts on the UK eShop? Arcade Archive versus Super Mario Bros. And people are saying nostalgia sells, they're willing to buy it, and it's like, would you buy Super Metroid again for £6.49? And then Mario World? And then Link to the Past?
I mean, they also could like just buy a cheap Wii U maybe, or 3DS or whatever, and buy those games there if they really want them still.
If they wanted them, yeah, but I mean, you know, I'm actually just gonna, in the name of science, I'm gonna load up the eShop right now. This is the UK eShop, and I'm gonna see where Arcade Archives versus Super Mario Bros. Is, because it has never left the charts. So, yeah, wait for it to load. Charts. It's currently at number 11. £6.29 for versus Super Mario Bros. So you mean to tell me that people are spending £6.29 for a harder cooperative version of Super Mario Bros. On the Switch, to the point where it is never leaving the charts. But then, even more than that, I'm going to use Blossom Tales as an example because I love that game.
Okay.
Blossom Tales on the Switch. Link to the Past on the Switch. Which one are people more likely to buy?
Probably Link to the Past.
Probably a Link to the Past.
Yeah.
Then we have something like, let's say, the original Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah.
Harvest Moon. Which one are more people like to buy? It's the original Animal Crossing. Do you see this problem that's going on? The Switch has this huge explosion of indies.
Yeah, exactly. So
these great games. Do you want to bury them?
Yeah, that's the same situation that Steam is in. So they won't be visible anymore and won't sell that much like they do now on Switch.
That's
so
exactly it.
Why would you want to destroy that? Because Nintendo built this now with the indies and it's going well.
Do you want to sweep the rug out from under them? No.
That's basically their main competition. If they added all those Virtual Console games, that's the main competition for them.
They're old games because they are so loved and so in demand. Is their own worst enemy.
But you don't really have to re-release them like 10 times. I don't know. I mean.
But here's the thing. Okay, I'm just gonna do something real quick that's quite odd for me. So I know for a fact that I can buy the Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 on the Nintendo Switch that comes out next week for £11.99. That's Mega Man 1 to 6. Okay?
Yeah.
For £11.99. Now, if I wanted to buy just, I don't know, say Mega Man 6.
On the Wii U or what?
Yeah, we'll say on the Wii U. On the Wii U, it is
probably like half of it or so.
It is £3.49.
Oh, yeah. That's lower than I thought.
And then Mega Man 5 will be £3.49. And then Mega Man 4, Mega Man 3, Mega Man 2, Mega Man 1. Or do I just get all 6 in a compilation?
Which is probably the way to go if you want to play Mega Man.
And if you want it on the 3DS, it's £4.49. So, you know, it's like, okay, we're doing this. That is objectively better value.
Yeah, I don't see why would
Sega Ages will probably be better value. Probably.
Mm.
Street Fighter Collection. 12 games for £40.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Granted, half of them Street Fighter 2. But, you know...
If you want them, you can get them for a reasonable price.
If you want these games... Now, granted, Nintendo's own first-party games, MIA, third parties, though, can do whatever they want, apparently.
Exactly. And I think that's maybe even more interesting than the first-party games, I mean the retro games. Because they won't be included in the online system either, so why not let the others re-release their games if they want?
As they wish, you know.
Yeah, there are certainly some interesting old games we haven't seen before on the new systems.
But, you know, that's my opinion on Virtual Console. You know, we asked last week, would you miss it if it was gone?
Yeah, exactly.
I said no, you said no, so...
Yeah. Still no.
And people are saying, oh, but I wanted N64 games and GameCube games on the go.
Yeah, well, I understand that, especially the GameCube games, because they didn't do much with those.
I'm split on this. So NES and SNES games, just as they are, release them, fine.
Yeah.
N64 games, I would specifically want remakes of.
Yeah, me too, definitely.
And GameCube games, I would specifically want remasters of.
Yeah, well, that's doable. I mean, they did it with like Wind Waker or.
They did it with just about every 3D Zelda game.
Yeah, yeah, they could do that, of course, which would be great. I mean, in full HD and everything.
You know, for the N64 games and the GameCube games, I would rather have them either remade or prettied up rather than just as they
definitely.
Were. You know,
I mean, I think I mentioned it somewhere, like playing. You can find it on YouTube, playing Ocarina of Time with HD textures and of course full HD everything, and with anti-aliasing, and it just looks so way better than it would look if you play the original. And from 2018, from this perspective, you have to remake them. And people would buy them like crazy. Just
if it was a remake of like Super Mario Sunshine as opposed to a re-release, I'd be all over a remake.
Yeah, exactly.
Or even just a HD version.
Yeah, people would buy that, I think. So they could definitely go that way, and that's not Virtual Console, it's a remake or a remaster, and why not?
Why not?
Do that. Yeah.
Alright, next.
That's completely separate.
Ooh.
Yeah, Black Ops.
I watched this. I watched this live, and it was painful.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. They went on about, oh, you need to have situational awareness. And I'm like, what the hell is this, my driving test? It's like, before you shoot a man, check your blind spots.
Yeah.
Make sure you always look out the rear window when you're reversing. You know, this kind of stuff.
Sure.
It was dumb, but it was for the hardcore COD fans, so I suppose. So, Black Ops 4. The rumours were true. No single-player campaign. To the surprise of nobody.
Not really.
There are going to be single-player things for each of the different classes in tutorial form. So, but the meat of the game is multiplayer, zombies, which looks like it has more meat to it than everything else in the game combined at this point, and Blackout, which is the Battle Royale mode.
Yeah.
And they didn't show it in action. They didn't say how many players there'd be.
So it's probably not finished yet.
They just said it exists, and it's like, if it's not 100, wah.
Yeah. Yeah, although I think some people were excited about the 50-player mode in, was it PUBG or Fortnite? I already forgot. But,
Fortnite.
Yeah, I think Fortnite.
You know,
It just sounds like they're like doing what's popular right now, and
they're doing exactly what I thought Activision Blizzard would do, which is cut out the thing that costs the most money.
Yeah, just like the single player campaign with the story.
So they don't have to hire all these famous people to do the voices.
Yeah, exactly.
And make a Battle Royale mode, make the multiplayer, make the zombies. Done.
And I mean, the fact that they haven't shown the Battle Royale mode sounds to me like they have just rushed this decision, said, okay, we will do this, but we haven't even started on it yet. Maybe. That's
probably what's happened.
Yeah.
But here's another scary part, okay? This game's still going to cost $60.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't it?
For objectively less game. And there are COD fans going, oh my god, there's so much content. I'm sat here going, what?
Watch content. It's only online.
Yes, there's more maps than there ever has been at launch for zombies. A whopping
great.
3. But...
I don't know. Maybe there are people. There definitely are people who would be like celebrating this, but I'm certainly not.
But it's like $60 for this, and the fact there is no single player now, the fact there is only multiplayer, which is online, zombies, which can be done online, and oh look, a battle royale mode. Do you know what all three of these things have in common? They can be monetized to hell and back.
Exactly.
It's like, the multiplayer is going to have loot box drops on Normandy Beach. The zombies mode is going to have loot box for gear. The battle royale mode is going to have loot boxes for costumes.
Yeah, and seriously, so like every online action game does have to have a zombie mode, it does have to have a battle royale mode, but no one is came with a single player. That's interesting. Because it seems like every game is doing this. There's
going to be microtransactions everywhere, and you know what else is worse?
Yeah,
you're going to pay $60 for this, there's going to be the microtransactions in each of the 3 modes, and there's going to be DLC for each of them as well.
Yeah.
There's going to be multiplayer map DLC, there's going to be zombies DLC, there's going to be battle royale DLC.
Yeah, so they're milking it as much as they can.
Mm-hmm. They're literally making as little of a game as possible for as much money as possible.
Yeah.
But, I mean, okay.
Maybe they can get away with it, seems like it.
Activision Blizzard... Need I remind you, they had loot boxes drop onto Normandy Beach, and you got achievements and points for watching people open loot boxes in game.
That's really stupid, but
and nobody complained because everyone was looking at EA, going, "What the hell, EA?" It's legitimately terrifying.
Yeah, but that's the way it's going right now, it seems, or at least with some of the publishers.
And then there was the leaks going around saying, hey, Switch is getting something Call of Duty related this year, and everyone's going, okay, it's probably just going to be Battle Royale, just the Battle Royale mode, just that. And it's like, they asked.
And they said no.
They straight up said, without hesitation, no.
Nope.
And it's like,
Switch
rip that dream. Then again, looking at the price, and I know if they just gave us one of those modes, they'd still charge $60 for it.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like at the same time, it's like, I really don't care. It sucks, but
yeah, it's not like I would have bought it, but
I wouldn't have bought it because it doesn't look like an appetizing game.
Exactly. I was actually surprised that they outright just said no. I mean, usually they would keep it open, like maybe.
Okay, this is what's weird.
Yeah.
The Wii got Call of Duty games.
Exactly. Yeah.
The Wii U got 2 of them.
They just ported them, and I mean,
the
everyone
Switch,
was complaining.
in this current position of it's going to eclipse the Xbox One by the end of the year. Mark my words.
Yeah, I can totally imagine that. Yeah.
It's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. And that led me to believe that, honestly, at this point, no matter how much the Switch sells, no matter how far ahead of the Xbox One it gets, no matter if it catches up to the PS4, it still won't get Western third-party support.
Yeah, I mean, they're just ignorant. Not all of them, obviously, but some of them are just ignorant.
Some of them are just, we'll get the Just Dances, we'll get the occasional Ubisoft smaller thing, we'll get the Lego games from Warner Brothers.
Yeah, and Bethesda.
They'll bring what they can.
Yeah,
Activision just doesn't seem to care.
Yeah.
We're not even getting Spyro, for God's sake, but we're getting Crash.
Yeah,
which
true.
Raises so many questions.
Too many questions, yeah.
It's just like, okay, if E3 goes by and it's still this bad, it's like we can just pretty much write off Western third parties.
Yeah, but the strange thing is, it almost seems like it's not a recent business decision. It's just like an emotional decision. Like, I don't want to. I won't do it, even if I could make money with it. I don't care.
It's such a weird position. I can understand being burned by the Wii U, but at this point, you have to look at it and go,
maybe.
Okay, we should be here. But we're not, because here's what they're actually weighing up against. They're not weighing it up as how viable is the Switch as a solo platform compared to PC, Xbox One, or PS4. Switch could outpace Xbox One, and they still wouldn't care. The reason for that is because they're weighing up Switch against PC and Xbox One and PS4.
Sure.
They're taking the install bases of all these pretty much identical systems, mushing them into one, versus a tablet.
Yeah,
And it's
basically.
like,
Yeah.
how much money can we milk from this massive ball of gum
Yeah.
versus
Whereas this smaller ball of gum.
this smaller ball of bubble gum? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's not like I really care or complain about this, especially not in this case. But it just doesn't make that much sense for me. I don't know. Like some of the Western publishers are doing things on Switch, and others just ignore it.
The Western publishers you didn't expect to do something are doing something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what really puzzles me. But yeah, let them do it. Or
it's
not
as
do it.
Koei Tecmo said, if you're not on the train by the time it leaves the station, it's your loss.
Exactly.
And East America's probably going to go around to more Japanese developers, hitting them over the head with a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Black Ops 4. It's less of a game for the same price.
Yeah.
And then some.
Congratulations, Activision. What's that?
You've somehow...
I don't know.
The Battlefield 5 reveal is next week, and if it has a single-player campaign...
That will probably look bad for...
This will probably be the Battlefield 5, at least in terms of popularity, overtakes Call of Duty.
Mm.
And it's like... Yeah, I saw that coming.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, they're in a better position to do a Battle Royale mode as well. Because they have, 64 people in a match anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So, just go at it, EA.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for you at this point, amazingly.
Strange to say it, but yeah.
Oh, speaking of EA.
Mm.
So, they had their investors meeting like everyone else did. And they talked about Xbox One sales. Now, Microsoft doesn't give us numbers.
No, they don't.
Which is weird, because the Xbox One isn't actually doing that bad. And even Nintendo was candid about how much the Wii U sold, despite being a massive failure.
Yeah, of course. Why not? Publish the
But
numbers.
Microsoft's not telling us, even though it's doing relatively okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Why?
it's definitely doing better than before and in the beginning. I mean,
Yeah, but... So, EA said it's around 30 million. Now, I thought it was higher than that. I thought it'd be closer to 40. But they said, I think, combined, it's about 103 million as of the end of 2017.
oh, really? Okay.
And we knew at that point the PS4 was at about 73 million.
Yeah.
So, the Xbox One is somewhere between 30 and 40 million.
That's not that far away from the Switch.
And EA actually said, by the end of 2018, we expect the Switch to have sold 30 million units.
Yeah.
And it's like, hang on, did EA just say something positive? I mean, they're probably still not going to make games for it, but
yeah,
the fact they are saying, we reckon the Xbox One's around 30 million units, we expect the Switch to be there by the end of this year. That's...
Interesting, definitely.
One to watch, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I believe if it's doing well enough, everyone has to jump on the train, basically, even if it's late or something, but... Yeah, maybe EA is just realizing that it might be worth it. Who knows? After all, they're basically just after the money, I mean...
Well, yeah.
So, more or less, there they are, so... That's what drives them. Eventually.
So... Let me just... load up this image. Okay, so next is the Walmart leaks.
Yeah, those.
Yes, this was something that happened.
I mean, initially I only registered the thing with Rage 2, but there were a lot of other leaks, of course. Or other games that
So,
seem to be...
this list was on Amazon, not Amazon, Walmart Canada.
Yeah.
And they posted some things for PS4, Xbox One, and 4 Switch games. The 4 Switch games are games we already knew about. Shantae, Half Genie Hero, Ultimate Day 1 Edition.
Yeah.
Super Smash Bros. Coming this year. Metroid Prime.
And
We already
NBA
know exists.
2K19.
And NBA 2K19, we can all assume is coming because 2K was happy with how the previous one sold.
Yep.
That was it on that front, and there's a reason why. We'll get to that. Everything else was PS4 and Xbox One, and what the hell? So, Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Already know it exists. Splinter Cell. Heavily hinted.
Sure.
Insurgency Sandstorm. Don't even know what that is. The Last of Us 2. We know it exists.
Yeah.
WWE 2K19. Obviously.
Yeah.
Just Cause 4?
Yeah,
Curious.
sure. I mean, these aren't big surprises so far.
Destiny Comet, probably another Destiny expansion.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Remake listed for Xbox One.
That's something I didn't expect.
Borderlands 3. The Gearbox won't shut up about that game existing.
Although it's overshadowed by another game that's also in this league.
Assassin's Creed, we don't know what that is. Could just be a DLC expansion.
Yeah.
Lego DC Villains, we already know is coming. Beyond Good and Evil 2, we already know about.
Obviously.
Dreams, we already know about.
Yeah.
And
then there's Rage 2.
And then there's Gears of War 5.
Oh yeah, and Division 2. The Division 2 also.
And Forza Horizon 5. But that raises questions because you haven't had 4 yet.
Exactly.
that could also be a typo? Unless they're really skipping 4.
No.
I guess.
Why would they?
But then, the one thing that made everybody question this leak was Rage 2.
Because no one thought that would
nobody
be possible.
EA remembers Rage or wanted a sequel. And that was there, and everyone was like, But what blew it was Bethesda got pissy on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Very. Like, the Rage account on Twitter suddenly started going at Walmart, and then they started not so subtly hinting, and then they revealed the game is in fact a thing.
Yeah, and then it started with all those other posts.
Yeah.
The pink paint and everything.
And it was like...
just came out of nowhere, I don't know.
Now, here's the thing. If Bethesda hadn't got pissy about it, we'd be looking at this as fake. But because Bethesda confirmed the single most unlikely thing on this list, I believe everything else here is happening.
Not only that, I think it was like a concerted effort, or at least somehow planned to do that. I don't know. I can't imagine they just happened to do it, like post that pissy Twitter post. I don't believe they did by accident.
But here's another thing that I find curious. There's a list in here for PS4 and Xbox One called Dragon Quest 2.
Yeah.
11's coming out in September. And it's not on the Xbox One, so what the hell is Dragon Quest 2? Is that like a remake of Dragon Quest 2? If so, why? And people are saying, okay, maybe it means Dragon Quest Heroes 2. To which I would ask, we already know what systems that game's coming to.
Yeah.
It was confirmed when it was announced. PS4 and Switch. So why is there an Xbox One version of Dragon Quest Heroes 2 if that's what this is?
Yeah.
And not a Switch version, considering the Switch has just about everything else that already exists that we know is coming on this list.
Yeah. That's really strange.
You know, so it's like, what is this Dragon Quest 2?
Although we of course we don't know. I mean this list isn't complete. They could, like, maybe the Switch version is just coming later and it's not included.
So
in
this Walmart leak is, I'm pretty much looking at it as, with the exception of Forza Horizon 5, because and Dragon Quest 2, which I'm just curious about, I'm looking at as pretty much real, except maybe Final Fantasy 7 on Xbox, because I'm pretty sure Sony said PlayStation 4 first.
Yeah.
So, you know, whatever. Yeah, okay, I could believe it. But the reason there isn't much Switch stuff on this list is coming from the leak that happened the day after, where GameStop said, this morning we got loads of Switch games into our system for reservation. They don't have names yet, but there's about 15 or 16 of them.
Yeah.
And they just appeared this morning. The reason I think Nintendo's quite thankful right now is because it didn't happen the day before. If they had updated it the day before,
Yeah.
Yep, everything would be out.
Yeah.
But let's just
What's this?
let's just see if I can find it.
I just found another list, but that's like 2 months ago.
Here we go. GameStop computers have space for 15 new Nintendo Switch games. And it's curious because it's such a strange thing. They also have Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 still listed here for some reason. But it's such a strange, weird leak because none of the games have names. They just know they exist and are in the system.
So maybe, I don't know.
These are all E3 announcements.
Yeah, of course. I mean, do you think they already know the games, or maybe just Nintendo told them like have 15 placeholders or something?
I think Nintendo said 15 placeholders.
Probably, yeah.
Now, what's curious I want to say about this is I'm going to look at the full
Can't find that tweet.
I'm trying to find it as well.
I think it was deleted because everywhere the link's just not working anymore. Yeah.
May
Oh wait.
2018.
Oh no, yeah, that's it, but it's deleted. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe there was something right about it.
Yeah, I can't find it anymore.
Yeah, it's deleted.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely strange because they usually would go that way to announce it.
So, alright, realistically, what do you think they are? I think one's Fortnite.
Yeah, that would probably make sense.
I'm convinced that game's coming.
I think everyone is believing it. Everyone, like, even in Splatoon on the plaza, still people are posting about it.
It's like, we know it's coming. It has to be coming.
It has to. It's on all the other platforms, smartphones, so no reason not to have it on Switch.
So, 15 games. That could be 15 games that we don't know about. One of them's probably Fire Emblem, with its final name.
Of course, yeah.
One will be Yoshi with its final name, I assume.
Some people also mentioned Super Mario Maker.
Maybe. People keep wanting that to be ported.
Yeah,
I guess. Sure, if one of them's Xenoblade Chronicles X, I will scream like a girl.
Of course, I would love that. Bayonetta 3 was
Bayonetta
also
3, that's not coming this year, but
yeah, exactly.
maybe it is, I don't know.
And yeah, maybe NBA 2K19, of course.
Yeah, NBA's coming.
Yeah.
I haven't got a doubt in my mind about that. That's the only sports game I can guarantee you is coming.
Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, this is an interesting leak because it's nebulous.
I mean, 15 is not too much. That's definitely believable. Sounds reasonable.
It's a good show, and especially if these are all, because they already said we're focusing squarely on 2018 at E3. It's like, these are all 2018 games. That's
the
good.
thing. Maybe this is separate. Maybe these are other games as well. Who
Maybe.
knows? I mean, it's just GameStop saying they have space. That doesn't mean that those are the games that Nintendo will announce. Although GameStop said that, but who knows?
Who knows?
I wouldn't take everything what they say. Oh, would take it with a pinch of salt. Let's say it this way. Who knows? Even if it's official.
Yep, lots of leaks. Weirdly enough, the Switch is the only one where there's something leaked, but we don't know what it even is. Because again, we're probably still waiting to find out what that Eclair City trademark was.
Oh yeah.
That was alright.
Oh, there's also this rumor of the Star Fox racing.
Oh god.
It's just getting more crazy in the last few weeks, I think.
I was so against Star Fox Grand Prix. Okay, we can go over Star Fox Grand Prix. Because why?
Yeah, why?
Was my immediate response. But now there's conflicting reports on whether or not it's like F-Zero. Some places saying yes, some places saying no. But the way someone actually described what they think this would be like to me, and that's what sold me on it. They basically described Jack X combat racing.
Okay.
And so you have power-ups on the track to give you weaponry. You have boosts, you go fast, you can do all this other crazy stuff to open, I guess in Star Fox terms, all range mode arenas for battles and stuff, and objective-based gameplay. And it's like, what you just described to me sounds very appealing.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I just hope it's a good game.
I mean, I think wasn't it you who mentioned that Star Fox and F-Zero are in the same universe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they could definitely make some kind of crossover, I think.
Just kill F-Zero indefinitely.
Yeah, I wouldn't really like that, of course. to have a pure F-Zero game first, but I don't know.
I think Nintendo just lives on the salt of F-Zero fans at this point.
Yeah, maybe they are.
Alright, we need to talk about PlayStation E3 because they finally announced their conference and our E3 predictions are wrong, but kind of right. Okay, so the way they announced this was very strange. Sean Layden went on PlayStation Blogcast, and he said, we're doing things untraditionally, and we're going to show 4 games: The Last of Us Part 2, Spider-Man again, Ghost of Tsushima, and Death Stranding.
Yeah.
And we're going to have deep dives on all those games. And then he said, announcements from third parties and indies will come at other points. And it was like, okay, so you're showing up to E3 with 4 games, you told us about it, that's it. But then, an hour later, it was revealed that by breaking from tradition, they meant we're telling you everything up front.
Yeah, which is weird.
These 4 games, deep dives on them. Spider-Man doesn't need it, just saying.
Not really,
and they have another game coming out this year called Dreams that is meant to have a beta at some point that no one quite understands what it is. That could do it.
Sure.
That's meant to be coming out this year, just saying.
Yeah, who knows?
But it feels weird because they have a fair few games on the line, smaller titles, but they're not promoting them.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense.
But the reason I think they've said, hey, these 4 games, a couple of other little things in between, the reason I think they've done that is to prevent the backlash. Because let's be real, E3 2015, Final Fantasy VII, Shenmue 3, both of which aren't out yet, one of which is delayed till at least next year.
True.
And Last Guardian, that actually came out finally. Then E3 2016, God of War, Spider-Man, Uncharted, Horizon. Great stuff. E3 2017 was E3 2016 minus the stuff that had released in the meantime, plus Monster Hunter World and Shadow of the Colossus.
Which wasn't that...
which was about as exciting as getting my teeth pulled out.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
And this year is going to be stuff we already know exists.
Exactly.
Now, granted, Death Stranding, apparently it's going to be a gameplay reveal. Last of Us Part 2, we know is a gameplay reveal. Ghost of Tsushima, we know is a gameplay reveal.
Well, at least that's interesting.
At least that's, stuff we haven't seen about these games before. So why Spider-Man is there?
Well, I mean, it's such a high-profile game. Even I am.
It's the only one of them that's coming out this year. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, that's probably true also. But I guess it could be that popular that you.
I guess if they'd have to lead with Spider-Man, because if they put that anywhere else, it's going to drag the pace of the conference down.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we've already seen so much of it.
I mean, how many times did Nintendo have Breath of the Wild at E3? 2 or 3 times, I think.
Twice.
I don't remember. Twice? Yeah, okay. Well, I guess with some
one for the reveal of it being what it looked like.
Oh yeah.
And then E3 2016.
Right. And then next year it was.
Yeah, it wasn't in 2015. I still think it was.
Well.
No, I remember 2015 being kind of disappointing. Yeah, okay, it wasn't in 2015.
Yeah.
But Sony's done this basically to prevent the backlash of, wow, we saw this all before.
Yeah.
But the way I think they're going to do it is they're going to lead with Spider-Man, do their deep dive on that, have a break with indie stuff, then go to either Death Stranding or Ghost of Tsushima, whichever one they want to do next, then have another break with VR stuff, assuming they don't forget it exists.
Oh yeah, they could do that.
Same with the indie stuff as well. Then the third game will be the other one of Death Stranding or Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Followed by the third party announcements, the obligatory exclusive DLC and all that crap.
Yeah.
And then close with The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
As long as no one of those 4 big sections drags on too long. That could be a perfectly solid, if unremarkable, conference.
Yeah, I mean, at least we have 4 really big games that will probably draw enough attention.
That would be a solid 7 out of 10. We knew all this stuff was coming anyway.
But
one of them we didn't really need to see again. 3 of them got gameplay reveals. There's some little stuff, that's a good, solid show.
Yeah, it's
not
definitely
bad.
not
It's
bad.
not amazing.
Yeah.
It's just good. But I think that's where Sony wants to be right now, because the PS5 is coming up. They don't want to start developing more games for the PS4 now, especially not massive ones.
Yeah.
So...
Makes sense.
But they're also kind of biting their tongue now from announcing so much stuff so far in advance.
That could be a problem.
Because if they cut down on, like, let's say, E3 2016 and didn't reveal Spider-Man, and didn't reveal God of War, could have been absolutely fine. And then 2016...
Sure, they could have...
2017 could have revealed God of War and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then this year could have revealed, say, The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima. But they revealed those at PlayStation Experiences in previous years. Sony's problem is they have so many conferences in a 6-month window. And it's like, you haven't got enough to announce. Just stop.
Maybe that would be better.
But everyone was confused because it sounded like they weren't going to do a traditional conference, and then they are, but it's kind of not. But they're tempering expectations.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe in the end it turns out to be just like always.
They're on autopilot.
We don't really know.
That's what it is.
Yeah. It's a bit weird.
No, but it definitely shows the PS5's coming up.
Yeah, at some point, definitely.
Speaking of weird, Inside Xbox happened. So we need to explain what this is first. It's a show every month for upcoming Xbox news. It's like, okay, that's a nice idea. It's such a shame it's about 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And so the last Inside Xbox gave State of Decay stuff, an update on Forza Motorsport 7. They promised an update on the Master Chief Collection, but the update was, we're still working on the update. And it's like, thanks, it's been 4 years. Can you do it a little quicker? Then they announced there's a Halo arcade cabinet in 2018. An arcade cabinet. Okay.
Well.
Didn't just want to make a new Halo game, did you, Microsoft?
No, they did have to something else.
And they announced the adaptive controller, which looks really cool.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting.
That was like the highlight. And then half an hour of this 2-hour show was people escaping from an escape room. Why?
What does it have to do with anything?
Like, you have a 2-hour show that tells all this Xbox news. I know for a goddamn fact you don't have enough to fit into 2 hours. You padded out half an hour of an escape room?
I mean...
I thought Inside Xbox was horribly paced and a bit too long for what it was anyway.
Yeah. Why did they feel the need to add something like this to it?
I swear to God, their E3 better be the most entertaining thing.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know.
They better be handing out Xbox One X consoles to the crowd. They better let people drive the car they're inevitably going to have on the stage. You know.
Something like that. Maybe.
E3 for Microsoft this year, there's going to be 2 reactions to it. It's either going to be, okay, that was good, or, oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, of course.
And if it's, oh, that's a shame, Xbox One?
Yeah, that's generally a problem.
It can't go another year without something.
Yeah, I think in long term, I don't know, I said it a long time ago, I could imagine, I think other people said it as well, that at some point only the Switch and the PS4, or basically Sony and Nintendo.
Yeah, because Microsoft honestly doesn't need Xbox.
Yeah.
But
and I mean, Microsoft could always just go like, okay, we're stopping doing consoles, we'll focus on Windows and do our games there. And I mean, why not? It wouldn't be that bad. It's not like something big would be
I've
missing.
got a PC that can play them all, so...
Yeah, so...
I don't need to buy an Xbox for a start.
They're not... I don't think there would be so many people missing the Xbox, to be honest. And I don't mean it in any negative way or something. It's just...
The Xbox feels so... Especially the Xbox One compared to the PS4, just like, why does it... One of these two things shouldn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. It just feels
because they are borderline identical.
Yeah.
You know...
That's the thing. So... I mean, Microsoft could still make a lot of money with games on Windows. I mean, they are...
That's what the Xbox One OS is. It's Windows 10.
Yeah, of course. And, well, I mean, why not? That would still be interesting. I would definitely buy some of those games. I already did, basically, with Quantum Break, for example.
It's so weird. And Phil Spencer, you know, nice guy and all that. But he's all mouth and no show. Have you noticed that?
Oh, really?
He keeps talking about how they're doing stuff and they're doing something. It's like, it's been 4 years, Phil.
Yeah.
Show up for something. Because they even have Xbox executives live streaming on Mixer God of War.
Really?
And it's like, what?
Interesting.
Hello, let me advertise this great single player game
Yeah.
that we're never going to be able to replicate. What's that? State of Decay 2, it's a 70 on Metacritic. It's fine. Well, that's mostly glitchy. I'll fix it later.
Yeah, sure.
You know, Microsoft needs to stop being weird and needs to... This E3, man.
Yeah.
If they don't knock it out the park...
And I don't know how they could, but...
There's going to have to be some damn miracle, and it can't just be third-party games.
No.
Because I can get those on the PS4.
Exactly.
If you rock up saying, hey, look, we got Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's like, PS4. Hey, look, we got this thing, Steam. Hey, look, we got this thing. It's an Xbox game, I can play it on my PC.
Yeah. And then there are those Microsoft games like Minecraft that you can play on the
anything.
Switch, maybe. I don't know. I mean, is it still the PC was the biggest gaming platform? I think in 2016 or so. I don't know if it still is, but it overtook all the others at some point. They could definitely use that.
Microsoft wants to go to services.
Yeah, they could.
And inside Xbox, watching that was just like, please just stop. Make games.
Yeah. Just concentrate on really important
Okay,
stuff.
so next E3 thing, because two companies announced conferences after the predictions. One Square Enix, surprisingly.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, Square's having their own conference.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what the hell could they show?
Yeah.
And then I ran through my head and it's like, a lot. Actually. They've got that Avengers game they're working on.
Yeah.
They've got Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yep. Kingdom Hearts, I think.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is getting a release date next month.
Yeah.
So that'll be at their conference.
Definitely.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, if they dare.
Probably. Life is Strange, I think, is getting a sequel.
I think it is, yeah. Final Fantasy 15 DLC for 2019, because that game's not done yet.
Oh, yeah.
Probably some Final Fantasy 14.
You already mentioned Dragon Quest, I think.
They'll show off Dragon Quest 11, sure.
Yeah.
They'll probably show off Octopath Traveler.
Oh, yeah.
If they announce the Mana Collection for the West, I'd like that, thank you. They have a lot they could show.
Definitely.
It's just a matter of how much oomph it has.
Well, we have to see
if they give Kingdom Hearts 3 a release date, you know.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's still annoying for me that it won't be coming to Switch. I don't know. I think it would be such a great fit, but
at the same time, it's coming to Xbox One, and they don't know anything about the Kingdom Hearts franchise at this point. Exactly. It's literally their first Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah.
Those poor people. All 5 of them. Is there anything you think Square Enix is going to show at E3?
Apart from those that we just mentioned, I don't know. I can't think of any other games.
I don't know what other things Square Enix owns.
Square Enix. I mean, it's mostly these role-playing games, usually.
Yeah, it's role-playing games.
I mean, the Avengers project sounds interesting, definitely. I don't know. Was there any gameplay shown from that? I don't think so. Oh yeah, there was a trailer, but...
Oh, they can show Dragon Quest Heroes 2. Not Dragon Quest Heroes 2, Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Ah, okay.
They made Mario Hoops 3 on 3, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, Kingdom Hearts is the obvious one, Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
They made Persona 4.
Oh. I think?
Yeah, Chrono Trigger, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's from Rim as well, yeah. Although I've never played it. I think it will probably be those games that we just mentioned. Or some of those, at least.
I mean...
I wouldn't know anything else.
Tomb Raider, we know they could bring back Gex.
Yeah.
Just Cause 4, if that's real.
Oh, yeah.
Because they own Just Cause.
I forgot about that.
So did I. They could do another Deus Ex game.
Yeah, they could do that always, of course. Which would be
Xenogears.
at this point.
Bravely Default ports for Switch, maybe.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
They just released a Fear Effect game.
What was their stance on doing Switch games?
Actually, no. Now I think about it, the guy who made Chrono Trigger last year announced he was working on a Switch project.
Oh, he did. Okay.
We haven't seen that yet.
Well, maybe they could
Maybe
announce
that.
Who knows?
I think with the exception of the weirdness around Dragon Quest XI, I think Square's pretty much all in on the Switch.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's generally a good fit, I think, for them.
But you know, they'll have a good E3 show.
Yeah, probably. Wouldn't be that bad, I think. Like
The next company that announced they're doing an E3 conference for some, I want to say for some reason, is Devolver Digital.
Have noticed it if you hadn't.
They did one last year. It was at 4 a.m. as well as this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked my friend Isaac to watch it, just like he watched Bethesda's for me that year. He said I didn't miss much from either. Devolver Digital's conference was a lot of blood, swearing, taking the piss out of the industry, and they didn't actually announce any games.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it back then. Just looked at, watched a bit of it before this podcast, and I kind of wish I had seen it before. It sounds funny, definitely.
You know, I'm not going to stay up to 4 a.m. to watch it because they're not going to announce anything.
Nah,
they're literally just there to take the piss.
But you know, I think that's actually a good thing. I think, I mean, with all the announcement and stuff, it's maybe not that bad to have something different, something that's a bit weird or
Yeah, it's a good way of getting your name out there.
Yeah.
Blow someone's head up on a stage. You know.
Yeah, just to lighten things up, maybe. I don't
But
know.
4 a.m.
Yeah.
It's like, I already know they're not going to announce anything.
Yeah.
So I'm just not going to bother. I'll just catch the highlights.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can always like watch the highlights of next day or so.
Yeah. You know, that's actually my stance. It's like, you're not going to announce anything.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I'm not wasting my time. But cool, I guess, for anyone in a reasonable time zone.
I mean, it's surprising that they're doing it again, but I think I like the idea. I mean, not everything has to be like about announcements and showing gameplay. Why not do some entertaining or whatever it is?
The people at Devolver Digital want to be bloody pantomime artists more than video game developers at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, something in that vein.
You know, that's a thing that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'll be asleep and I'll probably have a fever dream that replicates it quite well. So I wouldn't miss much.
I mean, I could be awake at that time, but probably watch it either. I think, at least not live. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I might watch Bethesda's. That's about as late as I'll go that night because the next day is Sony, and it's like that's at 2 a.m.
Oh yeah. Well, the good thing is you always can watch them later and see everything more live.
If I don't watch it live, I hate myself.
Yeah.
That's the honest to God truth.
I don't even watch the Treehouse things live usually because
I watch the Treehouse. It makes good background noise while I'm working.
I'm often at work or just start to watch them later. So
I watch the Treehouse stuff because they like announcing things randomly, like Samus Returns last year.
Yeah, that's...
They went straight into a Super Mario Odyssey segment, and then they immediately after they announced Samus Returns, it's like, all right, okay, I'm awake.
Yeah,
you have my attention.
I usually try to them, so even if I like 2 hours later, I just watch the full stream. Maybe I pause to get something to eat or something, but I just treat it like it's still live, basically.
Yeah.
So they have the same experience.
Okay, the next rumor. This is I want to say rumor. This is pretty much what's gonna happen at this point.
Could definitely happen. Yeah.
I'm pretty damn sure this is what's gonna happen. So the Pokemon games for Switch announced last E3. They said, "Hey, it might not show up for a year or more. We kind of know what they're called." And I have many questions and concerns and fears. So, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I believe these are real is because the Project Eevee Twitter
Okay.
exists, just straight up exists, and has a video of a Pikachu and an Eevee following Pokemon Company employees.
Okay.
Junichi Masuda just posted a screenshot of Pokemon Go today with two things. One says 5/22 and one says 5/29, so people are thinking, hey, May 22nd and May 29th.
Oh,
And like,
okay.
And his partner Pokemon in Pokemon Go is an Eevee.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, this man's favourite Pokemon is Psyduck.
Okay.
So the Eevee love here is a bit weird. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on around Eevee and Pikachu right now. Eevee has never been pushed this hard. And it's like, okay, so this could be real. And then the domains were registered. Like, straight up, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu were registered domains.
Huh.
And
they were registered by whom?
the company who
Pokemon
represents
company?
Nintendo and registers all their domains.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it's like, okay, so what is this? And there was a leak on 4chan of all places on April 1st, of all times, that people are now suddenly paying attention to. Because it said these are, in a way, remakes of Pokemon Yellow.
Okay.
Which, okay, so your starter will be determined by the game you're playing, so either Pikachu or Eevee. I have questions about that. We'll come to that. And he says it's going to take place in Kanto, but it's not a remake. You're a different trainer and your rival's different, but the red and blue are there in the game.
Okay.
And, you know, that was all fine. And it's like, okay. So for me, the idea of going back to the Kanto region with all the mechanical updates since the last time we went there in Heart Gold Soul Silver is cool. Because a lot of things have changed and made the experience better.
I can imagine, yeah.
Even since the last Kanto-only game, which was Fire Red Leaf Green. You know, the physical specials that happened. Balancing was changed. They added the fairy type. They added all these new features. They added all these new moves. They rebalanced a load of stuff, you know. It would be pretty much a different experience. But
certainly,
at the same time, and this is a sentiment I'm seeing of a lot of people, we don't care about Kanto anymore. Like, okay, nostalgia works if you hadn't just immediately hit you round the face with it. Okay? So, example, Sonic Generations, 2011.
Yeah.
The second boss of that game is the Death Egg Robot from Sonic 2. Awesome. If they hadn't done it in Sonic 4 Episode 1 the year prior.
Oh, they did.
It loses all its impact.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, imagine if they released a remake of Sonic Adventure in 2010, and then in 2011 had you fight Perfect Chaos. It'd be like, that would not have the same impact.
Yeah, of course. If you overdo it, it loses.
And if there's one thing that's been overdone in Pokemon, it's Gen 1. Because we can go back to 2013 for this. The Kalos region for X and Y. The first dungeon in the game is tile for tile, Viridian Forest.
No.
Already not a good start.
Yeah.
You can even find Pikachus in there. And then, not long into that game, you get given the Kanto starters.
Huh.
Okay. And a lot of the Mega Evolutions introduced to that game were Gen 1 Pokemon. And Team Flare, right up until the climax, acted exactly like Team Rocket did. And the only legendaries in the game, besides the 3 new ones he introduced, were the Gen 1 legendaries. Complete with Mewtwo in a cave. You know, and it's like, okay, bit of nostalgia pandering, and you know, it was nice. And then you look at the Pokedex, and it's 450 things long. Most of them are Gen 1.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, this feels very much like, you know, a bit of nostalgia pandering.
Yeah. So
And
they've
then-
already reused a lot of things before.
Oh no, it gets better. Sun and Moon happened, and it's like, okay, here's Red and Blue again. It's like, okay, cool. Returning characters, nice.
Yeah.
And then they said, we're going to do this thing called Alolan forms, where existing Pokemon have different types, properties, abilities, moves in the Alola region, because they've adapted. It's like, okay, cool. But they're all Gen 1 Pokemon. Alolan forms are only Gen 1 things. And then they said, hey, Eevee's going to get an exclusive Z move. And it's like, okay. And Eevee just got a new evolution in X and Y. And Pikachu is going to get 2 exclusive Z moves. And Raichu is going to get a new Alolan form. And that's going to get its own Z move. And it's like, guys, stop. And Mew got its own Z move. And Mewtwo and Charizard, for some reason, got 2 Mega Evolutions, because they're popular, I guess.
Okay.
And it's like, look at all this Gen 1 pandering. And then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, last year, brought back Team Rocket.
But just... what?
There is literally nothing from Gen 1 that they have not brought back in the past 5 years.
So there's...
They actually, in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, they brought back one of the gyms from Gen 1.
Okay.
It's just like... the thought of going back to Kanto is cool, but you've already done it all over the past half a decade.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point if it's already done before?
I mean, cool, it'll be in HD, and it'll be the full region instead of just snippets of it in every character.
Okay.
But, I don't care.
Maybe it's just that popular that they think they can get away with it. I don't know.
They are pandering so hard to that crowd already. Actually, someone broke it down on Twitter. This is amazing. So, Generation 1, the first Pokemon games, Kanto region. Original games, obviously. Generation 2, the second half of that game, is Kanto. Generation 3, they remade the original games. Generation 4, they remade the Generation 2 games, which obviously had Kanto in it. And in Platinum, they brought back Professor Oak and some of the Pokemon from there. Generation 5, nothing.
Okay.
Literally nothing. Thank God. Generation 6, the starters, the Mega Evolutions, Mewtwo, the birds, dungeon layouts, all this stuff. Generation 7, Alolan forms, Team Rocket, gyms, all this stuff. And then the Switch game, the first home console Pokemon game, it's going to be Gen 1 again.
Like they haven't done it enough before.
And people are asking, why are people complaining about going back to Kanto? It's like, because we're tired. If it was any other region, we would be like, cool. But it's not. It's Gen
Definitely
1.
Sounds like they're overusing it.
Kanto is the Pokemon version of Green Hill Zone from Sonic. And now we just want it to go away.
Yeah, it's honestly
because it doesn't stop showing up.
If you see the same for I don't know how many times.
It's like it's imagine if Kanto was New Super Mario Brothers. Just go away.
Yeah, of course. Why not just come up with something new?
I mean, if this is literally a stopgap before Generation 8, fine, cool, whatever. But if this is just Gen 1 again, but HD, I like it more than X and Y, I guess.
Yeah.
Because at least I'll know up front that this is Gen 1 again. But then, okay, so that's just my personal I am tired of Kanto things. If you're a Pokemon fan, you haven't played Pokemon in years, that doesn't matter to you. Because you won't be fatigued.
Yeah.
That's fine. Perfectly fine. What isn't, and I think literally everybody on Earth is in agreement on this.
Okay.
The leak said catch-in mechanics will be changed to be like Pokemon Go.
Yeah, that's...
I
don't know.
Changing anything to be like Pokemon Go is not a good idea. Because Pokemon Go is not a good game. It's a fun social thing.
Yeah, I guess it is.
But as a game...
Yeah, the gameplay is not really...
Nope. Because
it's not even like a full game. Basically.
Here's how you catch Pokemon in the games. You battle them, you weaken them, you give them status effects, you then throw Pokeballs. In Pokemon Go, you just throw Pokeballs.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I remember doing
pray. You know, that's all you do in Pokemon Go. And I was like,
I mean...
oh.
I mean, imagine I think I've never played a game and then I, just out of curiosity, tried out Pokemon Go, and then I caught some Pokemon, and I just thought, like, why is this so easy?
Yeah, it's not normally...
It just didn't feel right for me as a game.
And, okay, if they mean it works like in Pokemon Go, where you can use, like, the touchscreen to throw the Pokeball, or use the Joy-Con to throw a Pokeball,
that would be
fine.
Boring.
Whatever. You know, add a little minigame gimmick to it. Sure.
Maybe.
Fine.
Yeah, okay, maybe
as long as you can turn it off. But if you change the process of catching a Pokemon to quite literally just be throw the ball and hope, that ain't gonna go well.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's just not a good way to do it for real. A game, like a console game, just has to be has to have more depth. I think
this would be a downgrade from the Game Boy games. You know, let's highlight that fact.
Yeah,
this would be a downgrade from 1996.
That's another good thing.
And then, imagine if they changed the battle system to be like Pokemon Go, where you have 2 moves and you just tap, and it just does it itself. And it's like, I'm good. Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that for me would make more sense if they like connected Pokemon Go to the new game in some way. I don't know.
That's also what the rumor said, that you can like trade rewards between the games and stuff.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, and there's going to be a new accessory that works with Pokemon Go and this game. And it's like, alright, fine.
I thought more like if Pokemon Go could be like an extension to the main game, something like that, that would be okay, I think.
But I'm just like, if they change the mechanics to be like Pokemon, that's objectively not a good idea.
Yeah, that would be good.
Like, Pokemon is already a pretty simple game until you start like really getting into it, at which point it's like from quantum physics.
Yeah.
With damage calculations and algorithms that are incredibly long and all this kind of stuff. But on the surface, it's simple, but deep. Yeah. Pokemon Go is just simple.
That's the thing. So if you make the main game simple, that's just not enough.
Yeah, it's. I don't know what to make of Ice. Honest to God, the thing that would kill it most for me is not redoing Gen 1 again, because I'll just swallow my tongue on that. It would be Pokemon Go. That would actually kind of ruin the game.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, do you think they would really do that? I mean, they have to.
Yes, they would.
Yeah, okay.
I don't have a doubt in my mind.
That would be sad. I mean, even for someone like me who doesn't play the games, I think I would not like that.
And people were saying, to get back into Pokemon, I want to do something completely different. And it's like, okay, but that different has to be good.
Yeah, of course. It always has to be good.
You know, you can sit there and say, hey, I want to get back into Pokemon. Like loads of big YouTubers saying this. I want to get back into Pokemon and I want to be something different. And it's like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you please add a condition that it has to be a good different?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of important too.
Definitely is. For anything.
That's how I say, I want this to be different. I will always preface it with good.
Of course.
Because then you can just open it up and say, well, you wanted it different, you never said it had to be good.
There's just no point in doing it different and screwing it up that way.
No, but that's just... If that's real, like if that part is real, we're entering pissing a lot of people off. And I can understand it. It's like, make it more like Pokemon Go so more people can get into it. Fine. Except
make it more
Pokemon Go existed to advertise Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon sold really well. The skill gap didn't matter. What are they think if it's real? I swear to God. Everybody listening to this now, if it's real, you will hear me scream audibly. No matter where in the world you are. Yeah. In fact, I think you'll hear just about every Pokemon fan scream.
Yeah, it would be a shame, because I always thought that Pokemon Go was more like just as you said, to give more attention to the main games and stuff, to the full franchise maybe, but not as the driving force of it. Mm-hmm. That would be like, stupid.
Okay, cool, but
I mean, it's still just what was the game called? The predecessor from Google, from Niantic. I mean, I had it before on my phone.
Something.
Yeah. Whatever. But I mean, it's still a mobile game, so I don't know. That shouldn't be the point of reference for the thing.
Because here's why it really bites. We have been asking for a home console Pokemon game for generations now.
Yeah.
We're finally getting it.
Ingress was.
If it's disappointing enough for it to just be Kanto again, but for your first console game to base it on a mobile game,
yeah, that
it's like sense. That's just No.
Not a good idea. In general.
Oh, well, let's move on to some happy news to end this off with.
Yeah.
Because, seriously, that's depressing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Wii U ports. So, do you remember when they revealed Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? And everyone was saying, especially on Nintendo Life, like, hey, no one's going to buy these. They're overpriced old games. And this next statement I'm going to say kind of made sense.
Yeah.
Where they would say, it didn't help the Wii U, so why would it help the Switch? And it's like, okay.
I was never convinced by that argument, because it's not really the same conditions anyway. The Wii U,
The Wii U had other problems as well.
Yeah,
But,
the main problem was
you
the
can kind of
install base.
see, like, this kind of cycle going on. It's like, oh, it's not going to do well, it's not going to sell well, it's just a Wii U port. And then people say, oh, Splatoon 2 is just a Wii U port. And at which point I would ask, how would you do a sequel to any game like that?
Yeah,
Make it too different, it's not a sequel.
At that point, the discussion was just ridiculous, because Splatoon 2 is not a port, obviously, but...
And the same thing is going to happen to Smash Brothers, and it's like, guys, if it is a game focused on community, like a multiplayer game, doing a sequel cannot be as different as you want it to be.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be...
Imagine an Overwatch 2. It would just be Overwatch 1 again, with some new stuff.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it was Nintendo Life a few years ago. They coined the term, or maybe someone else coined it, but like games as a service, like Mario Kart and Splatoon and Smash. So it's
they can go for the entire life of the system.
Yeah, exactly, and it's more than one game maybe, but it's in the end it's just the same game, obviously, with a few minor additions and tweaks.
Yeah.
But why not? I mean, if a game is really look like Smashes, why change everything about it? I mean,
absolutely.
Or Mario Kart maybe. And the thing is, I'm not a big fan of ports in general, because there are too much of them on the Switch, especially. But in this case, I believe it's actually showing that the Wii U had a lot of really good games, and now that a bigger audience is seeing them, they just realized that, hey, these games are really...
These games... I was watching...
for all those people who didn't have the Wii U.
Philip DeFranco the other day. And he mentioned in his Today in Awesome section that there was an honest trailer for Donkey Kong, and then he also mentioned as a side, the new Donkey Kong game is amazing, and it's like, bro, it's 4 years old.
Exactly.
And it's like, and then that's when it clicked. It was like, they actually didn't know these games existed.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know because the Wii U didn't.
I thought it was just like me being hopeful, but no, genuinely, these are new games.
For a lot of people, they are, definitely. Also, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a lot of people didn't even know that it's a deluxe version.
So let's go down the... I'm going to just load up a list of Switch games. Let's just... There
are also a lot of indie ports from the Wii U, like Rumble coming up, and some that were already released, of course.
So let's just... we'll go by Europe release date, because we're in Europe. West shills. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sold more on the Switch.
Obviously, that was a port.
It was advertised on the Switch. Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment. Its third best selling system is the Switch.
Also sold well on the Wii U, by the way.
Yeah. Let's see. Lego City Undercover, I don't know how that did.
Oh, yeah, of course. That I think that did better as well than it did on Wii U. But of course, they also released it on the other platform.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah,
now, the first one that really drew attention, I guess you could say, for being a Wii U port.
Yeah, could say that.
In less than a year, it has outsold what Mario Kart 8 did in 5.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, Mario Kart 8 didn't do that bad.
No, it didn't. It was the Wii U's best-selling game.
Yeah, exactly. But just because of the lower install base and less attention to the device, I mean, the Wii U is still unknown to a lot of people. I realized every day when I talked about it. But the Switch is in people's heads. They know about it, or at least some do, and so they know about Mario Kart. Obviously. Mario
Kart 8 was like, oh, no one's going to buy this. It's just an old, overpriced Wii U game. And it's like, well, apparently they did, and they still are.
I didn't expect it to sell that well, but now we know why.
Splatoon 2, because people will say, oh, it's just a Wii U port. We'll just go with it. Let's say it is.
Well, even if it's not a port, the situation is similar, of course, because
it outsold Splatoon.
Yeah, because a lot of people didn't know the first game, and then they realized, hey, there's this game and it looks interesting. Let's play it. Oh, this is a sequel. Okay, I didn't know about that.
Rayman Legends probably
Of
did
course,
better
that
on the
one,
Switch.
yeah. which at some point wasn't an exclusive. Was that just like, oh, by the way?
Pokken Tournament DX, we already know, has done better on the
Yeah.
Switch than it did in the Wii U. It's already over 1 million units.
Easily.
Let's see, what else we got?
I mean, in principle, it's just a late kind of recognition Wii U
Yeah.
library.
Let's see, what else counts as a Wii U port here? Notable Wii U port, we'll say.
Yeah.
Don't think there was any towards the end of last year.
I think there were a few indie ports.
Probably.
I mean, I can see Wonbo coming. I can see that doing outselling the first one and also doing well.
Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2. It's already outpacing
Oh yeah,
the Wii U version.
of course, Bayonetta. Yeah, that's also the first one as well. I mean, at this point, I can see any game that they port to outsell the original release.
We know, because the real point of contention that kind of brought this back was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Yeah.
$60 for a game that at launch on the Wii U was apparently $50, and is available as part of Nintendo Selects for $20.
Yeah, it is.
Over here, I think it launched at £50 and it's still £50 on the Switch. So for us, it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, what about Hyrule Warriors and Captain Toad? I think both are coming as well.
Yes, Hyrule Warriors released yesterday.
Yeah, right, it released. I think both will previous versions as well.
But Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, for a moment, in the UK, I think already accounts for like half of the game's total sales.
Really? Okay.
Just the Switch version alone.
Yeah.
In Japan, in 2 weeks, it outsold the Wii U version. It's probably going to do the same in America, let's be honest, because apparently a lot of people have just found out it exists. So, you know, the argument that, it's more expensive as well, also doesn't seem to matter.
Not really, because other games cost the same on Switch, so people... I mean, nobody will go and Google, hey, what did it cost on Wii U? Because they don't have it, so why should they even bother?
There's actually noted that when Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze charted again in the charts, it was actually counted as a re-entry, because 44 copies of the Wii U version were sold that week.
Oh, interesting. It's funny.
Compared to a couple thousand Switch versions, but...
Wow.
You know, and to all the people saying, you could just get it for 20 on Wii U, who, in their right mind, now is going to go buy a discontinued system that costs the same as the Switch...
Really? Still?
For the name of saving $40 on a game they could buy on their Switch.
Well, I mean, of course you can buy a used one. That should be a lot cheaper, I guess.
Maybe.
I mean, I would, maybe to some people who maybe don't want to spend that much money and they haven't played anything on Wii U, I would maybe suggest to buy a used one and get all those good games on it. But on the other hand, you could just wait until the Switch gets cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, Hyrule Warriors just came out because, you know, of course it did. I'm picking that up at the end of the month.
I don't think I will buy it again. It was okay, but
I will because I love that game.
I don't like that kind of game.
That's the only... it's going to be the best Dynasty Warriors game this year, you know that, right?
Yeah, of course, that definitely.
And that's sad.
I mean, I wouldn't play any of the others because...
it's currently sitting at number 7 on the eShop here in the UK.
Oh, not bad.
Don't know how it is for you guys out in Europe.
Haven't checked it yet.
But yeah, that, you know, it's probably going to outsell the Wii U version. Handily outsell the 3DS version.
It will definitely outsell.
And Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is, you know what, I'm going to say it, it's probably going to do the same thing. Granted, that has the problem of releasing on the same day as Octopath Traveler.
I don't think it will hurt it that much. I mean, people can buy 2 games if they want it. True. Oh yeah, Fast Remix. That was also a game that already existed on Wii U, and it was released in March last year, I think.
So do you think, like, going ahead, just about... I was wondering, like, what game is going to break the streak of Wii U ports selling more than the Wii U version? I thought it would actually be Donkey Kong, but apparently no.
No, I don't think any game will, because the Switch has so much more attention.
True.
Even if the install base wasn't slightly bigger at this point, I think
Slightly.
or more than slightly now. I think 17 or how many the days
17
are now?
as of the end of March. 17,
Okay, that's
nearly
more
18
than
million.
slightly. Yeah. Even if it wasn't, I think that just the attention that the Switch is getting is doing well for all the sales.
Yeah.
So I think any Wii U game will do better on the Switch. Sadly, I have to say sadly because I love the. But that's the reality. But hey, Super Mario Maker, they should definitely do something like that.
I mean, look at how not even just ports, but like sequels. Like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the best-selling Xenoblade game.
Yeah, and that's because the Switch is so popular.
Super Mario Odyssey is just about to become the best-selling 3D Mario game.
Yep.
Breath of the Wild is already the best-selling Zelda game. You know.
Yeah. And it's all because the Switch is doing so well. That's the main reason. Otherwise, they wouldn't sell so many games.
Smash Brothers will, Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that will definitely smash all those records.
There was a meme I saw on Twitter that is absolutely 100% true, and it's sad, but it's true. So it's this image. There's a top bit and there's a bottom bit. The top bit says, the Wii U sucked. It was a terrible system with absolutely no good games to play. Nintendo screwed up big time. And pictured are 12 games. Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8, Tropical Freeze, Splatoon, Pokken Tournament, Bayonetta 2, Hyrule Warriors, Captain Toad, Kirby and the Rainbow Paintbrush, Mario 3D World, Mario Maker, and Smash.
Yeah.
The same people then say, the Switch is awesome, Nintendo finally got it right. A great system with a lot of great games to play. Why didn't they do this sooner with Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8, Tropical Freeze, Splatoon 2, Pokken Tournament, Bayonetta 2, Hyrule Warriors, Captain Toad, Kirby Star Allies, Super Mario Odyssey, Mario Plus Rabbids, and Smash Bros.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If for people who played all the games on, and a lot of other good games that weren't mentioned in that tweet, you already knew that they were great games, but they just didn't have that audience.
No, just didn't have the audience.
Yeah, but now they have. Which is great for those games, definitely.
What Wii U games would I like to see ported? Wonderful 101.
Oh yeah, that's
so
one was mentioned. Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles X, because favorite game ever.
Of course.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions, because that could probably do with a better audience.
Oh, I haven't played that.
That's a really good RPG.
Someone mentioned the first Splatoon, which was surprising for me, but on the other hand,
most of that game is already in Splatoon 2 at this point, so I don't see why.
It's not like I really would need it, I don't know, but sure, they could do that if they want. There were a few good indies, although I think like Affordable Space Adventures would work on the Switch, but there were a few others.
Can't think of any other first-party games, like maybe 3D World, maybe New Super Mario Brothers. But that's when I kind of get into this is kind of redundant.
But I don't need those. Not again.
I could use Mario Bros. U again.
What were the other ones? I mean, I think the most important one for me would be Super Mario Maker, also because of the potential it just has for like the hype potential, maybe. I mean, for a Wii U game, it got a lot of attention in streams and stuff when it was released, and after that,
it's still being streamed. Honest to God.
Yeah, it's still being streamed.
The last thing keeping the Wii U alive is Super Mario Maker.
Yeah, also in Splatoon, it's the same. A few months ago, I played it for one or two, and you can still pretty much play anything you want. It's even faster than the matchmaking than in Splatoon 2 sometimes.
It's because there's less people.
But I think I think that's probably changing now. But
I mean,
people are still playing those games.
The case, and lots of people are turning around saying, "Oh, these games won't sell. Who wants these games? And, they're overpriced. They're old, and no one wanted them before." And it's like, well, apparently they do.
Yeah, because
and you just you can just look at influential people who are talking, like there are new games to them. It's like
exactly
what?
And the thing is, it's not like the people same who. It's just that's a different people.
Yeah.
So obviously for a lot of them,
genuinely, like, I thought it would be an effect, but it wouldn't be like massive as it has been. I thought, okay, this is gonna be the case.
Yeah.
but not like that.
Yeah, that surprised me as well. But it doesn't surprise me that the games are loved that much, because the games were actually good the first time. But I mean, it's nice to see that people recognize it as well.
Yeah, it's such a curious situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think that never happened before with any system, as far as I know.
Maybe The Last of Us Remastered.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, not supported and like were more successful than before. Not that many, I think.
I can think. I'm gonna assume the Shenmue remasters coming up will be.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that definitely. Yeah.
Those games will finally get an audience.
Yeah, that's really great. I think if they will get that audience, I will also play them because I haven't back then.
They're games I don't think I'd like. That's what's weird.
Yeah, I don't
Then
know.
again, around September I'll be playing Spyro on my PS4, so just saying.
Yeah.
Totally not excited for that much.
Yeah, but it's great to see that all these ports are so well. I mean,
It's great to see
even
the
for
games
me,
bloody
who
selling
doesn't
finally.
like ports. Yeah, they should. I mean,
They're good games, you know. I don't
Yeah.
have the highest opinion of Donkey Kong or Yoshi, but like,
no, it's not like best game ever or something. I didn't even play it to.
actually, you just said that. You know how people go around to like Tropical Freeze is the best 2D platformer ever?
What?
They do.
I mean, it's really solid. It's really good. But
People go around and say Tropical Freeze is the best 2D platformer ever, and they were complaining about it being charged for $60, and it's like, guys, the way you talked about this game made it sound like you would pay $60.
Yeah. Strange.
You don't just call something the best thing ever without attaching an appropriate price tag.
Yeah. That's the thing. If it's so good, then why not pay 60? If it's really that good, I don't know. But the only thing I'm missing still is cross-buy. I mean, we've got crossplay, and now we're getting cloud saves, which is something like cross saves, maybe across several switches. But I really would have liked to continue my, let's say, my Mario Kart 8 profile on the Switch, or my save games on the Switch from the Wii U. But maybe that's not possible. Don't know. It would have been nice. But hey, they don't have to do that because they don't need yeah, same a lot of games as well.
It's such a strange.
Yeah, it's a strange
expected
situation.
it, but I didn't
Not that much.
anticipate it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I expect them to do well, but not like set the world on fire.
Yeah.
At this point, can we start porting stuff from the 3DS too?
Yeah, maybe.
Let's be honest. Sushi
Could do
Tracker's
that.
coming over.
Right.
Captain Toad is for some reason going to the 3DS.
Well, that makes some sense, I guess.
Same price as the Switch version, so
Oh, okay.
you know, okay, fine, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
There's only
So
one
what?
I'm gonna buy that on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I suppose there's not much else to talk about. Is anything you want to mention?
Not really. No, not really. No. I thought that this supposedly there was this Splatoon announcement, which then was debunked again.
Yes.
And the
June
other thing,
9th.
I think it will either be something really small and irrelevant, or nothing at all. So I don't think there's much to talk about.
It was reported, and then Nintendo denied it, but then Koro reconfirmed it.
Exactly. Yeah. At that point, bless you. At that point, people had already speculated, like, "Oh, well, Division."
Maybe.
So no, they won't, and they shouldn't, I think. But yeah, it's strange. Or I mean, so many people get excited just by Koro saying something, and
Koro always overhypes stuff, though.
yeah, at the end, I could imagine it being something like a clothes brand for Koro, maybe in the game.
Again.
Something like that. Yeah, again, but now a permanent one, also for the West, not just for Japan.
I guess
I don't know.
it could. Yeah.
Something like that,
So,
maybe, but
yeah.
not more.
It's the thing that's gonna start my E3 basically. Actually, we have the E3 channel here in our Discord. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Link in the description.
Yeah.
Where did I put it? E3 2018. Here we go. That is the same day as EA's press conference. Well, we're gonna get at least one decent thing out of that.
Oh yeah.
June 9th is gonna have at least something interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't expect too much of it. I think it will be something small, like a clothes brand or something else. But
It's gonna be a clothing brand or a weapon brand or something.
They saying it's something world shocking, but what does that really mean? Could be anything.
We live in a world where people can say some of the craziest stuff and it doesn't shock
Exactly.
us anymore. It's like, you're going to have to do something incredible.
And the most shocking things are those that you don't expect. So if they tell us now that it's shocking, it would surprise me if it was
The
shocking.
Shoot 2 has a version of Mother 3 in it.
Something like that, yeah, that would be shocking. But no, that won't be it. Nah, I don't have anything else, so...
Well, let's see if we
to the championship.
the next time we do this podcast, if we do it every 2 weeks, will be the week before E3 starts.
Yeah. Hopefully there will be more rumors and maybe some announcements.
Oh, by that point, it's going to be unbearable.
Yeah.
And then after that, it'll be after E3.
Exactly.
So we can do our
A lot of
immediate
stuff.
pre-E3 thoughts and our immediate Microsoft Y thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that works.
Something like that, yeah.
So the next podcast will be the 2nd or 3rd?
Maybe, yeah. Don't have a calendar here. Oh, yeah, 2nd or 3rd, yeah. Makes sense.
And then 16th or 17th after E3.
Yeah.
Because E3 officially ends on the 14th, so give us a day to digest.
I actually have to see for mid-July and June. Might be traveling, but it's not really fixed yet. Well, I can probably do the fuck. We'll see about that.
Play it by ear.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm kind of we're so close to E3. It's 3 weeks away. Oh no.
The tension is getting higher.
It's not even just tension; it's anticipation of something that's
Yeah.
probably going to disappoint. But remember, lowest expectations possible. That
Yeah,
way,
I mean,
if that's what happens, you'll be prepared.
Yeah. Exactly, that's better. Because otherwise you might be disappointed.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so, some reasons, I almost forgot that I came home or was like taking a break from work, and then there's the last. And I mean, that's probably the best way to surprise yourself by just forgetting about it for a while, and then the surprise is just more pleasant, usually. Yeah, we'll see.
Well, yeah, we can just kind of see what happens.
Yeah. See what they come up with.
Well, thank you everybody for watching. This was a shorter podcast than last time, despite having more in it. We're getting better at this.
Definitely.
But it's very hard not to complain about the Virtual Console.
For everyone else.
For everyone else. We don't care. But,
Not really, no.
if I want to play... I've got an SNES Classic here.
Yeah, that's when the SquareEnix Classic, I already thought, well, maybe they don't need the Virtual Console anymore.
Maybe, yeah. Who knows?
And I think that could be the case.
You can never predict what they're going to say.
No, not really. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you everybody for watching. Remember, there's a Discord, link in the description.
Exactly.
We're going to be discussing E3 2018 in there while it goes on.
Extensively, we will. With other people.
We're either going to be discussing or crying about E3 2018, I should say.
Maybe it's that. Yeah, but welcome to join us and discuss with us, play with us, whatever.
Yes, we play many things. Mostly Splatoon.
Also,
a lot of Rocket League and Mario Kart lately as well.
Yeah, and some people are playing Minecraft as well.
Yeah, some people are making Minecraft worlds. We have Overwatch that we need to get back into.
Mario Maker, but I wanted to get back into actually.
Same, and there's a couple other games I want to try and add to that list at some
Definitely.
point. I know some people want to do ARMS, so
Oh yeah. ARMS, of course, definitely.
the game I keep forgetting is a thing.
Me too.
Well, thank you for watching, and
Yeah.
see you in 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah, see you until before F2E.